So you're familiar with the DC bureau chief of the Intercept, Ryan Grimm, who obfuscated around forced to vote, kneecaps Medicare for all on the regular. Now he's doing it again. We'll show you that with the new Medicare for all march. He's trying to muddy the waters. Tried to muddy the waters around Syria, imperialism, Aaron Mott, Vanguard, right? It came up in my feed. And Ryan Grimm, I'm like, oh, because Ryan Grimm has blocked me. So the DC bureau chief of the Intercept has blocked me on Twitter. He's blocked me and then continues to tweet at me or tweet about me in negative ways.
It's like, what's your point? What are you talking about? Why does the online left engage in this like squabble shit? Leave that shit to the Republicans. So anyway, the last time I went on, Jimmy nodded and agreed with my points. Then when I hung up, he changed his tune and then refused to post a video of the interview. Now you guys stalk me like creeps. You're talking about fetishes? Weird. And I see that your hubby is triggered by the block. I don't want to cause him distress, so I'll convert it to a mute. One for each of you. So does this mean you don't like the new hashtag? Why aren't you on record calling out TYT's camel toe segments and revenge porn that is meant to humiliate women? Oh, why don't you tell your wife to give you a hug? Because, brother, you need it. More hugs and less grim job. What the fuck? So this person was like, please stop grandstanding on the camel toe. Please stop grandstanding on the camel toe segments while you're creating stupid fucking hashtags like Fancy Vagina Friday and Grim Job as if it's different. You're literally participating in the same behavior. But like when we try to say why we aren't united as any type of force in the political sector, it's because these are the type of conversations that the leaders, your Jimmy Dore stands, your fans, love to talk about. Like, it's funny when Steven Crowder runs from Sam Cedar because that's left versus right. We could really show that an agitator on the right is bad faith news, and maybe that'll change a lot of heads. What is this? You did it first. You're like, just like rubber sticks like glue. Like, come on. You're changing the subject, which is Ryan Grimm has never objected to those segments, which is not acceptable. Produced by Cass... in Shank that posted revenge porn and constantly made money off gross hateful comments to demean women. But you sound indoctrinated. No, I'm going to keep you at the standards you want to keep others. It is the same. And if Ryan were to object to it, he'd be right in objecting to your language as well. That's the subject. In other words, like, your wife doing this, bro? Your wife doing this, bro? Your wife doing this, bro? I was gonna fight for healthcare, but then Jimmy Dore got involved, so now we just have to let the poors die. Sorry, poors. What the fuck does that mean? Loyalty to people instead of policies. Like, you've watched documentaries where these motherfuckers will say on your first day in Congress, don't expect to be like the revolutionary change. Yes, AOC has her own problems when it comes to developing a strategy for actually building a coalition on the left to actually advocate and have power for and voice in these chamber hearings on these committees to be able to just pass shit like that. But do you really think Medicare for all is not going to die in the Senate? Like, the majority of Americans want it now. You have to change the paradigm of thought inside the chamber. You have to get more people on board or else they lose their seats. You have to start creating that pressure. We don't create that pressure. So, like, what are you talking about? This is the Jimmy Dore shit that I be talking, like, where does your consciousness lie on wanting the entire plate and first getting to the table? No, you do not have to excuse it. But, like, in 8 years, we could develop plans to outvote all these motherfucking Republicans. We could be sneaky about it. We could be rhinos. Hey, I'm a Republican who wants to give you health care. If I say it's right and I support Donald Trump, clearly it's like you could really use the platform. You could really use, like, prove it to the people who keep voting in the objectors. Make it popular so both sides could want it, and then you have a race to see who's gonna do it better. But you motherfuckers think like Jimmy Dore, like, I was gonna fight for healthcare, but then Jimmy Dore got involved. What did he do? You're skipping the action. He got involved and did what? Put the pressure in the wrong place, yeah. And I could hear the YouTube comments now. Yeah, you don't understand. You weren't like we watched in live time that movement implode. It's nice to fight for it. It's nice to explain the reasons why. But putting that pressure on that woman was not the right decision. Putting the pressure on the squad during the 2020 election and then putting the pressure from February all the way to May, like, not the move. Being spearheaded by somebody who communicates and literally once that fizzles out has nothing to talk about except why his detractors are bad people, that's not good enough. Not explaining to people why there was objections to force the vote, not good enough. Just telling people why they should do it is the same reason why we ended up with such a strong Republican base. Because all they have to do is point at that one thing and say, the Dems want it, it's bad. Inside of our own party, we got to point to, well, if you advocate for it this way, that might not be great optics. So you should advocate for it this way, and we can't meet in the middle. You want the whole plate or you want the table? Like, it's $8 plate and a $10 plate. What's the $10 plate? More food. Like, that's it. Like, that's it. That's just it. That's just it. Like, it really is. Jimmy Dore is such a bore. Here, start that as a hashtag.